And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and check us out on our Linktree, Linktree/Bitcoin Bros 101. We have a lot of stuff on here. You can join our Patreon. We have a free Telegram. This is where the latest and greatest updates from the Bitcoin Bros are. So make sure you check out our Telegram. Getting straight into it, our first update is from Nate Gerasi. And what is he looking at? What's he talking about? The Bitcoin ETF holdings right here. What are we seeing? IBIT, BlackRock is leading the race. FBTC, BitB, ARK. You're seeing all of these companies just continue to keep stacking sats and stacking Bitcoin. Physical Bitcoin, over 10,000 per day are being accumulated. So right now we're seeing the grayscale sell pressure. But what's going to happen when we see that sell pressure dissipate to zero and the buy pressure of 10,000 plus Bitcoin being bought up a day? You'll see a magnificent short squeeze to the upside. It'll be a massive blast off that nobody's really anticipating. We hope you've been able to stack one sat because time's running out. The halving's around the corner. And remember, this is just the ETFs. You're not talking about sovereign wealth. You're not talking about other institutional investors. You're not talking about retail. Retail is still asleep. Looking at MicroStrategy stock, could this be a good investment? Right now, MicroStrategy is right below $700, and you see since really back in 2002, what's MicroStrategy done? It's been putting in highs, higher lows, and we haven't put in a higher high since this peak right here. But look at this symmetrical triangle. Right now we're very close to the apex where these lines intersect, but we're in a breakout territory. So could MicroStrategy blast up with the 190,000 Bitcoin they have on their balance sheet? Could it outpace Bitcoin? That could be what's in the cards. So if you look and see where this technical target could be, if this breaks out to the upside, this could be up to a crazy amount. Is that realistic? Nah, we don't think so. But getting back up to the previous high and surpassing it, getting to $5,000–6,000 from MicroStrategy is definitely in the cards with the bull market around the corner. And before we get started, here's a quick excerpt with the latest from Michael Saylor.
Robert asked me on his show, what is money? I had never questioned what is money. And then we explored it together for many, many hours. and when I finished that exploration, my conclusion was money is economic energy.
Economic energy, what does that mean?
It is the question of our time, Charles, and it's a question that I went most of my adult life without understanding. But economic energy is capital. Economic energy is wealth. And so if you think about the wealth in the world, there's maybe $900 trillion of it right now, and it's tied up in real estate, in stocks, in bonds, in currencies, collectibles, etc. The challenge is that that capital is analog capital from the 20th century, and Bitcoin represents the digital transformation of capital. And your chart you just showed with those ETFs shows that every day in the last 5 days, $481 million is flowing out of the analog world into the digital world. And what's going to drive Bitcoin is, in essence, the conversion of analog capital to digital capital. The killer use case is capital preservation and capital appreciation. And the name of the show is making money. That's what everybody wants to do, and money is capital.
So here you have it from MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor, and he's sitting there telling you what is capital, why Bitcoin is needed, and he's referencing where this ecosystem is going to be going in the years to come. And an update from Fred Krueger, he's talking about Lynn Alden's newsletter is out. Her favorite sector is the energy sector, but she's also positive on Bitcoin with a 2-year view. And what he's saying is, as far as I can tell, she has a 10% Bitcoin allocation in her model portfolio. And what she's showing is just up and to the right, new all-time highs before the end of 2024. But it looks like, well, hold on here. 2024 started. She was calling out for a new all-time high before then, so it's not quite, you know, right on target, but that could be coming this year, so stay tuned. And then another update, are you mentally prepared? These were the last two peaks, $65,000 and $69,000. And right now, how high are we going to go? Could the ETFs make this mound look very minute and minuscule compared to this blast off that could be coming? And then look here, speaking of SAYLOR's MicroStrategy, look at the world's largest corporate holders of Bitcoin. We've got MicroStrategy at the top of the pack, Galaxy Digital, Marathon, Tesla, and Cut 8, Coinbase, Block, Riot, Hive, CleanSpark, Nexus, and Exodus. MicroStrategy is dwarfing them. So once again, looking at this MicroStrategy chart, could this be the buy of the next decade? Buying MicroStrategy stock. What's your thoughts below? With an altcoin update, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, we have this on the 2-week chart. What do we see? What do we anticipate? So looking here, we have the MACD below, and the MACD, the momentum oscillator, seems to be curling up to the positive, and the blue has crossed above the red. And when you see this happens in the past, what occurs? A massive price appreciation in the Bitcoin Ethereum comparative. The last time this happened, we seen a run up of roughly 381%. So that means Ethereum did a 4.8x against Bitcoin, and this is just crossing right now. The RSI has gotten down to oversold territories as it did before. As you see here, this territory down here around the 33 range, the last time in 2019, this is when Ethereum stair-stepped its way out the depths and made way up to make higher price action against Bitcoin. So this is what we see. This is what we anticipate for Ethereum. This is extremely bullish for the alt market, because you see the MACD crossed over to the green. We've already touched down to this previous low on the RSI. And if you look here, the last time the Gaussian channel turned red, shortly thereafter, we seen it bottom out. So let's get our date tool set here, and let's look at the date range from when this turned red to how many days it actually took till it bottomed out. 168 days. So we've been red for a little bit of time, not that much time. It's only been 70 days. So the question is, will we see a lower price action before we get this continuation to the upside? But right now, it looks like Ethereum could be trying to come out of the depths once again, drawing this downwards trend. The trend's your friend to the end. And you see that when we broke out, we had a bump and run and retest, and then off to the races. Same thing here. We have not had that bump and run yet. We haven't had that come back to retest it, but we have broken through this downwards trend line. So keep this in mind. Could we get one more leg down? Could we come back down and zoom into this price action? You see the 200 moving average has came out. Could we come back down to retest this before we have a blast up to the upside? You be the judge. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, smash the like button. Don't forget to check us out on Linktree. We have exclusive offers in our Patreon. We only have a few seats left, so make sure you come and check us out. And don't forget to check out the latest and greatest on our Telegram. And with that, that's all I have for you, and I'm out.